Akwa Ibom is my fatherland. God bless Akwa Ibom and every woman. We are beautiful people. The sun is rising, the land is peaceful. It's so amazing that I can see. Akwa Ibom is my fatherland. God bless Akwa Ibom and every woman. We are beautiful people. The sun is rising, the land is peaceful. It's so amazing that I can see. I want you to know.
Hello and welcome to Akwa Ibom Rising, brought to you by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Ekerete Udoh. This program brings you weekly coverage of the impactful initiatives and projects taking place in Akwa Ibom State under Governor Umoino's administration. My name is Ifeoma Basi Oko, and I am pleased to welcome you to this edition of the program.
Akwa Ibom Rising.
Today we'll spotlight the essential programs that are dedicated to the progress and development of workers in Akwa Ibom State. Governor Umoino has shown his commitment to improving the lives of workers in the state by providing them with financial incentives, employment opportunities, good working conditions, housing solutions, and trade opportunities. Well, we'll take a look at all these initiatives and so much more in today's edition of Akwa Ibom Rising.
With conversations around pay rise and improved condition of service for public and civil servants in Nigeria by organized labor attaining a deafening decibel, finding a government that can boast of a smooth industrial relationship with its workforce may easily pass for the eighth wonder of the world. Signposting in ceaseless flow his worker-friendly disposition, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Umoino, has since arriving the Hilltop Mansion engaged the best of his strides at signing on workers in the state as critical stakeholders in his administration's Arise agenda. Without compromising his love for the public service with selective responses, the governor appears to be switching lanes beyond passive commitments and is changing the narratives to guarantee Akwa Ibom workers favorable living conditions.
I want to thank civil servants for the work you're doing, and you know you are the engine room of government. Without you, we can't really do much. If the civil servant chooses to frustrate you, they will frustrate you because they know you have time. You will soon leave and they will continue their work. But we thank you for choosing to support us, and particularly with the Arise agenda in all of your ministries and parastatals. So we thank you. One of the things we have decided to do is to improve our human capacity development in the civil service. And so I had said earlier on, between now and probably the end of July, I'll visit the Civil Service Training Center. There are some things I believe we can add to improve that center so that we can have a conducive civil service training center. I work with the head of the civil service. We'll just go on a visit. Then we'll see what we're doing. And we have also initiated the training of our senior civil servants from director and above, I believe, with ASCON in Badagry. But what we have said this time So rather than send a few people to ASCON, we are trying to work with ASCON to bring them here. We have our IBOM Leadership Academy in town, and so they will be there. We'll partner with IBOM LED, and they will train as many as possible.
Proclaiming readiness to settle for whatever is agreed as national minimum wage, at a time labor demands appeared most unrealistic, may have served as proof of the governor's commitment to a future of shared prosperity, while his pension harmonization strides signpost a sonorous medley every worker has come to love.
We know that we can never ever say we have done too much for our workers. We'll continue to work with you in the years ahead as long as you give us the opportunity to do so. We'll continue to ensure that we improve our workers' welfare. And on the minimum wage, we wait on the federal government, and then we will key into it and come to terms with the minimum wage for Akwa Ibom civil servants.
With Governor Eno, civil servants, including those in the Unified Local Government Service, have since May 29, 2023, been wired to look forward to what surprise package the government holds for them. An expectation that has continued to yield numerous dividends in financial incentives and other welfare gestures. It has been heartwarming to note that the government, in a little above 1 year, has so far paid wage awards to cushion effects of the fuel subsidy removal, 13th month salary dubbed a number, the workers' day pay bonus, wardrobe allowance to teachers, and other entitlements to the workforce. Achieving this much can easily pass for an over-the-ceiling performance, but not for Pastor Omoeno, who has continued to set new standards with every given opportunity. It is no news that 150 level 1 to 8 civil servants in the state are already on their way to becoming proud home owners. From the 236 units of expandable 2-bedroom flats at the Grace Estate, recently inaugurated by the governor, a gesture that seeks to rewrite the workers' reality of retiring without owning a decent home.
Today we are commissioning 236 units of 2-bedroom deluxe apartments. 150 of these units will be given to civil servants from grade levels 1 to 8. This will be done through a raffle draw. We don't want anything to be put under the table. So we are going to have an expression of interest that people will use if you are interested in joining that bid to get one of these flats and you are within level 1 to 8. The head of the civil service is the chairman of that committee. The expression of interest you will pay is 50,000 naira. When you pay, you collect a form. We're going to set a day within the next 1 month. We'll all be gathered at the amphitheater. It will be an evening of relaxation, and it will be an happy hour evening. And so we'll be gathered at the amphitheater. We will conduct the event to be a very relaxed evening. Everybody who have bought that form will give you a form number. As you are buying, you are getting your number. We'll put those numbers openly. All of the numbers will be put openly, and we'll conduct a draw. We are going to give 150 houses free to all the civil servants that will qualify.
An administration that is conscious about leaving no one behind. The recently proclaimed work-free days, dubbed Farm Day, is another effort of the governor at ensuring the civil servants are carried along in his drive to achieve food sufficiency.
Bulk purchase agency is just an intervention agency. it is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. A long-term solution will be for all of us to go back to the farm and to ensure that we produce food. A people that cannot feed themselves cannot boast of anything. We must go back to the farm, working with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Agri Committee. And therefore, to ensure that all the workers in Akwa Ibom will cultivate a farm. I'm therefore declaring the first and third Friday of every month as a farm day in Akwa Ibom State. The first and third Friday of every month is hereby declared a farm day in Akwa Ibom State. It will not be a day for burial. We will not attend burial on that day. All of us will go to the farm.
Quite intriguing is his penchant for humane gestures all year round. At a time and clime, people are used to waiting for another election cycle. More than the next elections, Governor Eno's hands-on disposition is premised on the need to build stronger institutions. Sentiments he expressed during the recent swearing-in of new permanent secretaries.
We have worked very hard to lay the predicates of execution of this governance blueprint, from agricultural revolution to rural development, infrastructural maintenance, advanced security management, and educational advancement. We have, by the grace of God, achieved a lot, but we still have a lot more to do for our people. I am convinced that you are all in sync with the urgency we attach to fulfilling our campaign promises based on the focal point of our RISE agenda. And we expect you, as the administrative heads of the different ministries you will be assigned, to ensure full implementation of our vision. We are a government of doers, not of excuses. The people of Akwa Ibom elected us to work for them. Therefore, we have no room for excuses. And this applies to everyone that works with me, from my executive members in the council, my aides, and all those whom grace have found to be part of this administration.
Akwa Ibom people have experienced a number of leaders who in their times did their best to elevate the civil service. But the head of the state civil service, Elder Effiong Essien, thinks Governor Umoeno is taking harmonious and productive labor relations to a whole different and encouraging height.
His Excellency Pastor Umong Obaseno is celebrated as a workers-friendly governor because of the benefits that the workers of Akwa Ibom State, both serving and retired, have enjoyed since he ascended office as the executive governor of the state. It started by regular payment of gratuities and pension to retirees, both in primary school and the main service, and even extending to the local government service. He ensures that on a monthly basis, a tangible amount is set aside towards clearing the backlog of these workers' entitlement that has been there over the years, about over the decades, without being cleared. And so far, he has released nearly 25 billion naira towards clearing this backlog. And the welfare does not stop with the retirees only, the serving workers. It started by for the regular payment of salary, monthly salary, before the end of every month. There is something that every worker of Akwa Ibom State celebrates. He pays leave grants, and he pays other entitlements to workers. By December last year, he had paid a 13th month salary to workers as part of is welfare package to workers. And this came in addition to a salary award that was paid as palliative to workers for 3 months. And that did not stop. His Excellency also recently has paid 20,000 naira to all workers in the public service as part of the Public Service Week celebration. That was the reward to workers during, that week of celebration. And he announced that, and immediately the money has been released early this month to workers. And the workers are so happy with His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, for this magnanimity.
The Commissioner of Labor and Manpower Planning, Mr. Anyefio Nkom, agrees that his briefs have been less laborious because the governor has jointly and severally shown commitment to the workers' welfare.
When it comes to labor activities and labor matters in the state, because all of this tends to, it overlaps the welfare, the ongoing of the labor activities, and in a totality of it, we're not just concerned as a ministry with the civil servants, the organized labor, the people outside also, companies that are operating in the state still fall under my ministry. It will interest you to know that I superintend over 62 unions in the state, and I interact with them mostly on a weekly basis because there are always issues for you to resolve. But with the coming of His Excellency Pastor Omoeno, most of the issues that there are in the unions, has been resolved in a very magical way, because whatever you bring to the table with him, you look at the indices, you look at the importance of those things, and most of them who come with maybe 3, 4, 5 issues, before they go back, they're like 2 or 3 across board. So, in a nutshell, the labor activity in Akwa Ibom State has been very successful. Let me use that word in this administration. And all the unions, if you get to meet them, I'm sure they still use the same word that has never happened like this before.
A departure from the tunes of discord that characterizes relationships between government and labor. Labor movement in the state is enjoying a holiday, akin to a honeymoon with the governor, as they have moved away from demands to commending and appreciating efforts of the government.
Akwa Ibom State has been blessed to have a leader after God's heart, whose lady interest has open statements, and in open statements, in all occasions, has convinced the Nigerian Labour Congress leadership and all the members that he means well for the people of Akwa Ibom State. The celebration today, Your Excellency, is not fake. The workers are happy with you. We don't praise leaders in Akwa Ibom, but because you have started well, we will praise you, because I know you will do more.
Not yet saturated. It is on record that following the governor's efforts at repositioning healthcare delivery, an embargo has been lifted for employment of 400 health workers and another 100 health and safety officers in the state civil service.
We have approved the commencement of the recruitment of health workers, because we know that these health workers will be the one that will help us provide services in all of the primary healthcare centers that we have built. And we're doing such, we've given that approval. The head of service, the Commissioner for Health, and the chairman of the Civil Service Commission will soon announce the modality.
In his avowed commitment to prioritizing the welfare of workers in the state, Akwa Ibom State Governor, Governor Eno, recently approved the payment of a medical residency training fund of 1 million naira each to resident doctors in the state's civil service. The Medical Residency Training Fund is a program designed to provide financial support to cover various expenses associated with medical residency training, including costs for the multi-stages of examinations, update course fees, research projects, personal equipment, and accoutrements, as well as others. This approval by the governor for the payment of the Medical Residency Fund to the medical doctors would facilitate the postgraduate training of doctors with specialist skills and qualifications while supporting their careers. This is in addition to the government's determination to sustaining Ibom Air's dominance and preference on Nigeria's skies, where some indigenes of the state are currently undergoing specialized aviation trainings within and outside the country on scholarship, with a promise of a placement in the company's robust operations on completion. No time would be adequate to reflect on the governor's numerous landmark achievements in the public sector, as he sustains the catch me if you can kind of performance. But momentary stops to palpate the pulse of workers would, certain as the day, open the mind to how much smiles the Arise agenda has brought Akwa Ibom workers.
We have seen the reason workers in Akwa Ibom refer to Governor Umoino as a worker-friendly leader. It's because of his compassion and dedication to providing them with empowering initiatives that help them develop in all facets of life. He knows that the state economy will grow when the workers share in its prosperity. Well, that's where we draw the curtains in today's edition of Akwa Ibom Rising. On behalf of the executive producer, Mr. Ekerete Udo, and the entire team, thank you for joining us today. My name is Ifyorobasi Okom, and until next week, keep rising with Akwa Ibom. We are the pride of